Think of this. It is that season of the year when the finance minister gives honest income taxpayers the thing that they ardently wait for. A big fat thank you. It is also the official meme season in India, with netizens mercilessly trolling the government's budget and tax decisions. Some people, however, jump the gun and start blowing the death whistle of the Indian middle class. None of us are immune from hearing two things in the country today. One, of course, is Samvidhan khatre mein hai, and the other is the middle class in India is dying. This narrative resonates strongly with the tax-paying population for a variety of reasons, one of them being seemingly high tax rates. Sure, taxes seem burdensome, and paying taxes can feel pointless given the civic apathy around us. The benefits of paying taxes are not always easy to see. But don't you think it's really essential to separate facts from the noise? Is there merit to the narrative that the Indian middle class is dying? Let's dive in. According to a report by People Research on India's consumer economy, the Indian middle class is projected to grow from 432 million in 2021 to 715 million in 2030. By 2047, it could exceed 800 million. The year-on-year GDP growth rate of India supports this prediction, with estimates indicating that at least 60% of India's population in 2047 will belong to the middle class. Many assume that income tax suffocates the middle class and push people out of this group. However, this perception is not really grounded in data. An article in the Times of India highlights that 76% of direct tax collection comes from individuals earning more than 50 lakh annually. Meanwhile, only about 6 crore Indians, or roughly 4% of the population, pay income tax. Of those, just 7.6% fall into the highest tax bracket of 30%. Most middle-class families fall within tax slabs that offer various exemptions and rebates. For instance, the standard deduction was increased to 50,000 in Budget 2019, while before it was 40,000. Additionally, deductions under Sections 80C, 80D, and housing loan interest rebates significantly ease the tax burden on the middle class. It is super important to place income tax rates of our country in context. India's highest income tax rate is 30%. Applicable to earnings above 15 lakh annually. In comparison, the highest tax rate is 45% in China, kicking in at an income threshold of approximately 9.6 lakh yuan. In Brazil, the top tax rate is 27.5%, whereas in the United States, the federal income tax rate reached as high as 37%, with additional state taxes. India's tax rates, while not at the lowest, are relatively moderate. Moreover, the progressive tax system in our country ensures that the middle class benefits from the exemptions and deductions. Comparing tax rates of India with the rest of the world alone is not sufficient. There is another question many fail to ask. What percent of the population pays income tax? Roughly 4% of the population pays income tax, while around 30% are considered middle class in India. While on the other hand, in China, around 9% of the population pay income taxes, with over 50% classified as middle class. Unlike other countries, it is not an easy task to calculate how many pay income taxes in the United States. However, most estimates suggest that approximately 50% of the population pays federal income tax, with 50 to 60% identified as middle class over there. The disparity in India highlights that a significant portion of the middle class benefits from lower tax rates or exemptions. Also, India's large informal sector means many people, like shopkeepers, small business owners, gig workers. They are classified as middle class but do not fall into the formal tax categorization. India is a developing country with a significant percentage of the population that has escaped poverty only recently. About 60% of Indians earn less than 3 lakh annually, placing them below the taxable threshold. Many middle-class individuals utilize exemptions, meaning their tax liability is minimal or non-existent. India's welfare programs such as free housing, free ration, and healthcare programs like Ayushman Bharat are essential for supporting a vast population living below the poverty line and just above. While these programs are often criticized as sucking up resources they play a very crucial role in improving the overall standard of living and also lessening the burden of high expenditures. While income taxes are often in the spotlight, indirect taxes like the goods and services tax have a far more significant impact on the average citizen. By the way, we have made a video talking about GST in our channel, which you should check out. Indirect taxes are regressive in nature, meaning no matter how much one earns, they have to pay the same tax rate. When a billionaire and a daily wage worker walk into a supermarket, they pay the same tax on things they buy. Fuel taxes, cesses, which contribute significantly to government revenues, impact all the citizens equally, regardless of their income levels. Indirect taxes are lethal because they don't distinguish between the earning class and the non-earning class. They ensure everyone contributes to the tax system, but they also increase the cost of living for an average Indian family. Yet somehow, the mainstream discourse doesn't seem to account for indirect taxes that a majority of middle class pays. Despite these challenges, the middle class in India is not dying but thriving and evolving. Data from multiple sources suggest that there are millions of Indians who have moved from living in poverty into the lower middle class. About 24 crore people now belong to this group, with consumption patterns aligning more closely with middle class from around the world. The narrative that the Indian middle class is dying might make a good headline for a buy bait. Yes, there are challenges, including inflation, indirect tax burdens, and economic inequality. But does that give us enough reason to scream the middle class is dying? Not really. A rapidly expanding middle class, increased rural consumption, and growing income levels across various sectors offset these challenges. The perception of being squeezed often stems from the visibility of welfare programs for the poor and the less apparent benefits of taxes. However, the reality is that middle-class Indians have access to numerous tax benefits, government schemes, and opportunities that enable upward mobility. This is Sampriti, and I'll see you in the next one.